Hi, it's David here with Futures Trading. I want to begin to make a series of videos. Probably will be probably about, I don't know, a couple weeks of videos, real-time videos that will essentially highlight the no-touch method or the no-close method. There's two applications for one particular price pattern that I released to the public. And again, there is a little bit of information that I am withholding about the pattern because it's necessary to do so because I'm an educator. So at the end of the day, I did want to essentially make this playlist for those that need more information about it. All right, so it's relatively simple. So the videos will be very short in some regard. At the max, they'll probably be 30 minutes. Okay, and again, real time information. You can see me utilize this content. If you look at any of the live trade videos, you'll see me trade it. If you look at the trading guide, that's the first place that you should start if you're new to trading or if you want to understand my approach to markets. This is the basic fundamentals of how I trade. The basic fundamentals of how I trade. So, and it's really important to start with that. To start with a foundation that's consistent, something that cannot be argued, something that's irrefutable, and something that you can spot on the chart. Notice when you pull up the chart, you can see it. All right. And that's the most important part about this universal price action method. There's absolutely no trade that you will take. And I will say this again, there's absolutely no trade that you will take that will be a winning trade that doesn't involve this price action method. I can guarantee you. You can utilize bookmap, you can utilize footprint charts, order flow tools of any sort. Uh, it doesn't matter, cumulative delta, whatever you're using, trend lines, moving averages, oscillators, whatever it is that makes you pull the trigger. I can assure you, for price to get from point A to point B, I can assure you that this price action method is there. And so for me to be able to explain it to you in a very simple way for you to see it just with the candles, nothing else on your chart. Now you can utilize any other information that you want and compile it on top of this information to, I guess, validate in your mind that this trade will work. That's totally up to you. But I want to strip the chart down to something that's simple, something that you can understand, and something that you can readily explain to anyone in very plain terms why it is that your trade is working. All right. So be on, again, the lookout for more videos of this. I'm going to utilize Bitcoin today, but I will be utilizing the indices moving forward. Of course, they're closed today, but I will be utilizing them as well. So you can get a chance to see gold, YMES, the NASDAQ. You'll be able to see all those different markets utilizing this one particular price pattern. All right. So I did an alert on BTC this morning. If you would like, you can get caught up with that and watch the other ones as well, because there's the playlist for it. All right. So now I'm going to shoot this video roughly about 15 minutes. All right. So we're not going to have this done that long. All right. But I do want to put in front of you the information. All right. So now we're going to comb through the hourly. We're going to comb through the 60-minute, and we're going to look at this 1 minute, of course. All right, so this is what the 1 minute is looking like. You can go ahead and rewind the video when we're done and see how things played out. This is that pattern. All right, so wherever you see the NC, uh, that's the no close bar. Wherever you see the level and the red or the green, that is the hard stop. Now, what makes for the pattern? I'll go ahead and outline that before we get started. What makes for the pattern is this: you get a bar, okay, and then you get another bar here. Okay, now this is for the down. I'll do the up in just a second. It's pretty much all one and the same. You just flip it upside down. All right, so what you do is the bar's low is not touching this bar's mid. So let's go with the mid being right about there. All right, very simple stuff. Again, nothing complicated about trading. Now, there's so much more that I know about trading. I can assure you, I've been doing this for many years. But here it is, the very simple approach to trading, and to know that your trade should work. All right, so there it is. There's a no close here. That's the NC. No close here. That's the NC. Okay, now this is for down. All right. Now, if you're new to trading, I'm gonna help you understand trading very quickly here. That's for the up. All right. Now the stop would be here to go down. The stop would be here to go up. Now we can put any kind of terminology if you want, any kind of tools around this information, but I can assure you, if your trade is going from point A to point B, you will see this information being in the run. So as I show you these charts, I want you to take a look at all the coloring. Okay, the coloring and the levels. It pretty much denotes that, hey, that pattern is there in the NC. So wherever you see these signals in the bar coloring, that pattern is there. So for it to get from here to here, you can see that that color showed up. For it to get from here to here, you can see that color showed up. All right, so it's really, really simple. There's nothing complicated there, I can assure you. So now let's walk through again. I'll, have this chart running. It's in real time for about 15 minutes. We're going to look at just some of this content. And again, I'm gonna be adding this to the playlist for your reference, your future references. All right. So now let's take a look at the daily of Bitcoin, and then we'll be right back to that 1 minute in just a second. All right, so this is the daily. Again, this is not an alert. If you want to catch the alert, you're more than welcome to do so. We have the noClose here. That's supposed to have been the hard stop. They kicked the hard stop, okay, and that's why I say it's two applications to how you can trade it. You can go with the hard stop, but there's occasions where they'll kick that stop, but they'll still won't close beneath that level. If you don't believe me, you can go and take a look at this video when I traded the prop account. Okay, when I traded the prop account and I passed it in 23 minutes, I utilized just what I just explained to you here. They had kicked that stop, and I said that I believed that they would come under, well, in that video, I believed that they would come under a bar, where the stop was at. And, and then I took the trade and I wrote it up. All right. So no close under this bar. And as you can see, they fell under there and got vacuum sucked right back up, even above this price level as well. Okay. This has happened several times on, of course, the higher time frames. Clearly, that I've been covering. I've seen it happen on the NQ. I can't recall the date, but I'll make sure we cover this in this series of videos. I'll make sure I go back and cover it. But price literally can punch down all the way down and then get sucked right back above these prices. All right, so this is the price of interest there, as well as this one. And look at where we closed. All right, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and compress the chart here, and we'll scroll through it, and you can just begin to pause the video, and you can take a look. You do not have to, just wait. You can go ahead and pause the video. I'll just scroll back through the chart, and I got roughly almost a year worth of data here. Here's the noClose, kind of held it for days. All right, and then they finally pushed up. All right, now I'll just scroll through it again, and you can pause the video and take a look for yourself. Here's another one, kind of held this bar for days. Uh, they just didn't want to go anywhere. Here's another one, noClose above this bar here, kind of poked their head. And that, again, that would have intimidated anybody to think that it would, definitely turn around. They gave the drop down, and there's the green bar. Remember, the green bar and the red bar is the hard stop with the level. All right. So I'll scroll some more here. And here's the place that I like to look at this information on right here. All right. So when you're doing stuff like this, now this is a noClose bar here. That NC, look how long for days. Now this is a daily chart. All right. A daily chart, noClose beneath here, hard stop here. All right. Now you can see, now let's go ahead and do this. Let's do it like this. That's the low, 73.40. All right, 273.40. The low here, 326.16. All right, now I'll do it again. 273.40, 326.16. All right, so now clearly we had a noClose bar here. All right, now what's the low here? 320.02. Okay, now I'm gonna just set my crosshairs here, and you can see that we never got a close under that bar. All right, just want you to know that. All right, now again, you can take a look at all of this information. I'm gonna just scroll through the chart. This is Bitcoin daily chart, 1440 minute. All right, and you can just see how price is responding to this information. All right, had a noClose bar here. Now remember, they kicked that stop. I'll scroll back just a bit. They kicked that stop, all right, because this would have been the stop placement here. They kicked it, all right. They got rid of it. Say, hey, we're not doing that, all right. Now look at how many times it referenced before it pushed up. Yeah, it got turned around right here at that big red bar. It did, and it fell again. All right, but I want you to see that this is the type of information. We came really close to this noClose, but they managed to go ahead and turn before they tagged. It came really close though. All right, so now. Okay, so that's a year worth of data there. That's a year. I'm not going to load too much more. You had this noClose here. They drove down into it and then turned around and then they popped up. All right, so that's That's the daily, the 40 minute here. And again, they're setting that kind of information up again, and you can catch that alert. All right. Now, let's take a look at that hourly. Not going to be before you long. Just want you to see what the information is doing. And when you take your trades, you can begin to understand that your trades is working based on this one fundamental concept. All right, it's very simple. Again, this is what it is. I'll put it in front of you one more time. You got a bar, you got another bar. It doesn't matter the color. We don't care about the color. We care about what it's doing. So when it breaks out from the candle, high or low, doesn't matter. We just want to see price move far enough that this bar's low, do not touch that bar's mid, and this bar's high, do not touch that bar's mid. And that's all we're looking for. All right, so that's trading made simple. All right, so we had the hard stop here, no close back above here. Okay, these are no close bars here. All right, so this one and this one are no close bars. Now, I'll just put a line here for you. Let's get a line here. Okay, so we didn't get a close until that spike there. Okay, so there you go. Wind up getting a spike and they closed above it. But again, I covered this in the alert. Okay, we're not going to go too far into this, but you can see that this stop was never triggered. All right, let me just bring it where it's flat. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure it's really. Oh, I almost had it. Well, you get it. Here you go. It's almost there. All right, so it's just like a point off, a tick off or so. All right, so we didn't trigger that stop and we turned. All right, now from below here, we got some no close levels from below. And again, I'm gonna just comb through the chart and you can look. Matter of fact, let me do it like this. Let me just do it like this. All right. All right, so now let's take a look at it. All right, big spike down, right back above that price. All right, big spike down. We had another no close in here too. Let's do this. Well, they got beneath this one. How about this one? This one been tested several times. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. Big spike, still above it. All right. Again, no close. Now I don't have no terminology that's, I guess beyond the scope of just everyday understanding. All right. Just everyday understanding terminology. Hey, the price went down, price went up, price didn't want to close beneath that level. That's all I got for you. All right. So you can take a look for yourself how the information is playing out. You got that price line up there, and that's kind of compressing the data, but you can still see it. You can still see it. All right. Now I'll just scroll through it just a bit more. Then we're going to take a look at that 1 minute, and then I will let you go. And again, this is going to be a series of videos, particularly again, just made for highlighting the no touch of the mid, no close method. All right. So now let's take a look at this 1 minute, and then I will be letting you go so you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. All right, so this is what you have. Let's get rid of this content up here, where this information here. Let's get rid of this. All right, so we got rid of that. Now let's just take a look at this. All right, and we're just going to watch this for roughly about 4 or 5 more minutes, and then of course we're going to get off here. All right, now here's the ranges. Again, if you would like to grab that information about the range times, you can gather that information from the trading guide. Just put this here from the trading guide playlist. You can go ahead and grab the ranges, the market structure, the trend, everything that I teach about trading is very simple. Is just as simple as this no touch of the mid, no close setup here. And on the way down here, now we saw the daily, we saw that it was doing the no close from below. But let's say the market want to stay down. I'm gonna just throw this in here while we're looking at it for the next 5 minutes. You can pass here, okay. You can pass this leg, okay. That's fine, But if you're going to go back down, all we're going to do is this. If you're going to go back down, just don't pass this one up here. That's if you're going to go back down. All right, now if they're going to go back down, clearly your setup would have to be, I don't know, somewhere where the red bars are at, maybe. That's all, maybe somewhere in there. Now you got some cyclical activity going into, this area here. Now, if you want to, let's say you want to get in faster and you believe it'll go up, we can go with this. This is, a supposed leg. And then you kind of lift it up. you can kind of do that if you want. Okay. But for more of a broader move, okay, to definitely etch in stone that you're definitely not trying to go back in that direction. You have this one, you have this one, just don't pass this one right here. So your setup would be somewhere where the red bars would be. All right. Now, if they're going to go up and we view it from this vantage point here, okay, you made a low, you pushed up, you kind of drop back. Now I'm broad stroking it again. All right. Now, if you want to go smaller, you can let's go like this. If you want to go smaller, okay, and it's kind of one and the same. That's not really a push. We're gonna go with this one. Let's just do this. All right. And if you pass this, all right, let's say if you pass this, just don't pass this information here. All right. And I know this is like really to the back of the turn anyway. So, but you will be looking for your longs somewhere here where the green bars are at, if that be the case. All right. So let's see what this will become. And again, this is the no touch method with the no close bar. Okay, so kind of two applications, two applications. All right, so that's all that is. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, this has the NC and the level. The only reason why that's the case, the only reason why that's the case, because this bar's low broke past this bar's low. So it counts as both. But this bar's high, this red bar's high is not touching that mid. Okay. And so this is the no touch method, but the no close bar actually fell just beneath that low. So it got to be both in some regard. It just has to be both because the scenario was there, but they fell below. All right. So now what did they do? They reached down to here. That's the green bar, and they didn't pass it. All right. Now, and then, of course, this is the no close beneath. And you can see for several minutes here, we didn't close beneath it. And of course, we didn't trigger the stop until, of course, now we're coming down and we're triggering the stop for this bar here. Now, I'm going to hover the mouse over it, low at 1650. I'm sorry, 1657. And we have a low here of 1698. Okay. Okay. So they didn't, 516.98. Want to make sure here, low 516.57. So yes, they did not kick that stop off that bar. Okay, so they didn't do it as of yet. They just did it. All right. Now, what is the open here? Because we had a no close here. Let's just go ahead and get these prices. 518.21. What is the close here? 519. So we still came above that price level. Just want to be certain. Sometimes the crosshairs be tricking me a little bit. So I got to make sure I, go ahead and click and get the actual price there. Now, again, if they're going to turn around and let's say you want to minimize the risk and you don't want to cover that whole big box. All right. So then you would go, there's a green bar here and there's one here if they want to go up. All right. Now I'm one, to kind of just, tell you, hey, hey, try to go with the price when it's going in the direction that it's going because it's proven to you that it's going that way. All right. Now, again, you can step in front of it if you want. It's totally up to you. There's trades that you can do that. Just understand what that is. That's all. And if you're new to trading, that may pose a problem if you're not putting it all together. All right. So you got to know what the trend is. You got to know what market structure is. Will this pattern absolutely do it for you with no understanding at all? I believe wholeheartedly, yes, you could get trades to work just knowing this pattern, and that's it. But if you want to maximize the odds of how long you're able to be in it, you will want to learn the other pieces to it. All right. And that's, know the trend, know the market structure, definitely know that stuff because that's important. It definitely absolutely heighten your odds of being able to get it to go further. So if you pull up a chart and you just see this pattern, I'm pretty certain if you did let's say a 10 out of, let's say 10 trades, okay, out of those 10 trades, I'm pretty certain if you just took the pattern just from seeing it, you will land over 50% of the time. You will. And that's all you need to get profits if you govern the risks accordingly. All right. So over 50%, yeah, you'll be a winner. Just make sure you understand the risk side. Okay. So you had a small response here, nothing really there. I know that they can blow this low. I'm gonna be honest. This is not exactly the turn I would be looking for long. Okay, and again, bring it to focus what I just explained to you about the broader broader picture. And then let me remove this information and we'll kind of just touch on that one more time and then we're off. All right, so got a leg here, got a leg here. Now I like, a lift to be at least 2 bars, at least. All right, so you got a leg here. You can pass this, just don't pass this. All right, and then we should be able to turn back around. Now, if you want to do this, totally up to you. We can do this. You can pass here. Okay, just don't pass here. And of course, by the time they get down here, the margin of difference would be too great. As far as, well, the margin of difference is too small. And to me, it's just, why miss all of this money here trying to buy this turn when you can just go ahead and commit to the distance of going down? Because if they're still willing to trend down, I'm pretty certain you can get at least this. Take the information that they're providing you and go and, with the market's direction, go with the momentum of what they're doing. Don't Someone is down here trying to buy this, I can assure you, because they lack the understanding about it. Now, again, this is a real time method too. And I want you to know, while this bar is moving, as it moves away from this candle's low, you can go ahead and see that it's the mid of the candle is so far away, just like here. You can see that the mid of the candle is moving away. Go ahead and take the trade with a hard stop and be in profits with a no close back above this bar, and don't worry about the ups and downs as long as that mid, and that's the only thing you'll have to worry about, as long as the mid of the candle can stay below the low of this bar. You may get a push up, and then you may get another push up, and of course all of it meant to intimidate you to get out of the trade, and then it should push again and take off. All right, so it's not something that you have to wait until the bar is absolutely finished. It doesn't matter if it turns green, has nothing to do with it. The only issue is making sure that that mid will stay below the low of that bar. That's as simple as trading can be for anyone that I'll tell them how to approach the markets. There's the NC, hard stop here, you're in the trade. There's no trade that's going to work without this being involved. You can take Fibonacci, you can take whatever you want. It doesn't matter. You can take Gartland patterns, whatever the patterns is called. I don't know, butterfly patterns, wedges, whatever you want to call them. You can call them whatever you want. You can call them whatever you want, and I can assure you, at the end of the day, it will be this. Head and shoulders, whatever. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it will be this. There's no way in the world you can get price to come from here to here without this showing up. I can guarantee you. All of these red bars, it's just that pattern that I showed you. So it doesn't matter the pattern that you may come to have known prior to this moment. At the end of the day, when you look back at your trading, you're going to see, wow, it was just that simple. And that's my goal as an educator, is to make you see the chart in a way that's really simple. That's what makes a good educator. Someone that can tell you something and you actually understand it in a way that it's simple. It's not hard. So I want to be a good educator. I really, really do. I strive to be that. I want to make sure that I'm able to tell you in ways that you can understand. All right. So if you're someone that, again, work at the grocery store, the gas station, it doesn't matter your job. My job is to make sure that you can understand trading in a way that's simple, that's not complicated. Okay, I'm not going to oversaturate something as such as this, again, because you're going to do this with professionals. If you start doing this, you're going to do it with professionals. If you're already doing it, you're dealing with professionals, because there's no sectioning off in groups. You don't come to the market and say, hey, you only got 3 years of experience. I know they'd be asking you stuff like that when you first apply for brokerage accounts, but they don't have no particular group that say, hey, they only been doing it for 2 years, let's put them over here. So when you go ahead and pull the trigger, you're interacting with professionals. All right. And so that my job is to make sure that you understand what you're up against. And so I'm not going to tell you that there's a whole bunch of information that you have to have in order to understand the market's movements. All right. So I do believe that they'll go through this bottom. I stated that in the video. You can click the link. I told them I did not like this bottom. Again, I don't want to go over the alert, but you can definitely go and watch the alert. You're here. Well, what I think about it now. You see the spike up. I see it too. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. I don't like this bottom. I don't. But let's see what they do. Let's see, can they get all the way up here? Yeah, let's see. Maybe, just maybe I'm wrong. but I don't like this bottom. I don't. I stated that in the video. They clipped this, which I knew they was going to get through that. Now let's see what, and now again, here's that pattern. Here is the pattern. Let me remove some of this stuff. All right, so here's the pattern playing out in real time here. The high of this bar is not touching that mid. All right, so there's the NC, there's the hard stop. And so while the price is moving in that direction, if you believe it could work, take it. Take the trade. We do know there were several winning trades on the way. So even if this one would have lost, let's say this one would have lost, or say you jumped in on a break of a new low, don't do that. I can honestly tell you that is not what you want to do. You would need to already be in it. But let's just say that's the case. All right. Now, with that spike up, okay, we still got to deal with this. All right. Now, you can break this. Totally fine. Understand it. Just don't break this. Just don't break this if you don't mind, if you're going to stay down. So let's see what happens here. They hit the top of the range here. Let's see if they can get back down there, or will they hold this and then turn around and come right back up? Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna give it a few more minutes because I don't want to cut the video right here, because I know you're going to be anticipating like what happened, you know. And if you're not someone that again is trading Bitcoin or don't have access to the Bitcoin data, you will be left to know. And I want you to know right now. So let's hold the video just for a few more minutes and let's see what's happening. I told you I don't like this low. I don't like this bottom, and it's more so it's for several reasons. I stated in the video earlier. I'll just give you this little tidbit. Stated in the video earlier that they didn't close above a particular price by the time that I thought that they should do it. So it's already to me a challenge to believe that they may go up, but they're taking too long down here. All right, so maybe there's an up here. Maybe go watch the video and you tell me what you think. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna try to give this a few more minutes. They kind of came with some volatility here, so hopefully it won't take long at all. Let's see if they can get past here and go ahead and move up. Or will that be just, hey, let's chase them out of it and let's go back down? Now let's take a look at where it stopped. All right, so it stopped there. Okay, so it stopped here. We're going to kind of get this here, this information here. We're going to go down to the close, and then we're going to drag this information across. All right, so clearly, yep, clearly it didn't close above this no close level here. We had a no close level here, no close level. So it didn't close above any of these no close levels. All right, didn't do it. And it stopped at the red bar. All right, that's the red bar there. It stopped at the red bar and it didn't close above any of those no close levels. All right, so now let's see what they can do. Let's see. This again may be the very reason why, you know, again, you're maybe having an issue with timing. It can solve a lot of your problems, honestly, if you just take a look at it. Understanding the randomness of it, a lot of it can be that, like, you'll see the market do something random, but income is not random. Okay, income is not random, and that's something I want you to know. I only trade predictable behavior. Could I told you that that would happen? No, I couldn't have told you that. But there's some of them trades on the way down. I could have told you, yeah, it's gonna go some more. And so for the person that, or the institutions, not the person, but the institutions that's making the market, their income is definitely not random. So they're not doing that. Okay, they're not doing that at all. So when they make millions or billions of dollars, it's not because it's some random event and they didn't know it was going to take place. They're the ones that's causing it to happen. So for us, yes, it can be a bit challenging to see exactly when the volatility will just come out of nowhere. The reasons that it could happen is the thing that you have to, you know, just kind of consider the reasons it could happen. It could happen because of this. I showed you the daily before we got started. They doing something from the below that kind of insinuates in some degree that they'll go up. However, there's enough information from above, and I went over that in the alert, that it could go down too. It may not be done yet. Okay, so let's see what happens here. We got a lot of no closes above us. It just spiked up. And we got that second leg up there. Market structure. That's in the playlist. You can go back and watch the playlist, but I just covered it. Really simple right there. I just covered it for you. Yeah, you can go broad stroke, or you can break it down to something a bit smaller. All right. So now let's see. Let's give it a few more minutes, and we're going to see if it go ahead and breaks this bottom, or will it turn around and go right back up. All right. Now, in my opinion, we're still down. Two bars don't make for an uptrend. All right. I put what is a trend in the trading guide playlist too, so you can learn about the market structure. You can learn about the trend. All of that is can be found right in that playlist. All right. So two bars don't make for a trend. It's not to say it can't be a reversal, but that's not a trend. And so it's either go back up there. And if that be the case, now let's take a look at it like this. If that be the case, how do you get a quick jump on it going back up? Let's say it want to stay up. Well, let's do it like this. You can break this leg. Okay. If you're going back up, we'll do this. You can break this leg. Just don't break down here, because then you'll have this kind of scenario and you'll get a jump start on it. You can push up, you can push down, and now you're trying to go back up. Okay. Now, if you're going back up, again, you can break this leg, just don't break this one. You would just flip the scenario to get the early jump. Now, there's the green bar, there's the no close level. Now, let's hold this just for a second more to see what it is that they are getting ready to do. Let's see. There's so many other price patterns that I know, so many. I create a lot of indicators. I was about to release indicators before I shut down my company that was online. But I went over that in this video. I have indicators that I've coded for trading. And a lot of them are price action. A lot of them price action. Very simple stuff too. Nothing complicated. And they're just as robust as this price pattern here. Just as robust. I promise you, they're just, if you get a combination of those setups, you will be shocked and amazed as to how far the trade can really, really go. Really, really go. But this right here can carry you. If you're new to trading, or again, you're trying to get just a stable foundation for your entries. This right here by itself, standalone, can outperform a lot of so-called strategies online. I can assure you, because there's no trade that's happening without it. There's no trade that's happening without it. And it belongs to the market. It's not mine. I just call it no touch of the mid. Let's see what's going to happen here. Let's give it just a few more seconds. Hopefully they don't stall too long. I don't want to make the video excessively long, but I do want to give you a chance to see what this becomes. These time windows, again, you can grab that information on the channel. You can see they're getting stuck right in between these two highs and lows. So if you like breakout trading, if you're someone that want to just catch means and go to the other side or whatever, fade the means or whatever, totally something that you can utilize. Had this range from yesterday and overnight here. I'll just kind of take a look at that while we're looking at this. Had that overnight range there. They kind of got above it, sat on it. We had this one here. They kind of played off the means here. I don't got a lot of data on this, but you got a fast breakdown, came back, hit the backside here, formed that overnight here, kind of just played above the means there. Then you had this one here. They kind of set above here. They tagged that means here, popped up. Now they're kind of just sitting there, and they're building this range up. So are we going to go up? All right. Remember what I told you. If they're going to break past here, just don't pass that. They don't even look like they want to get down here. So maybe, just maybe, let's see. No close beneath. They close beneath, hard stop here. All right. So again, two applications. If they get you here, don't worry about it. You still get this information here. Now let's see if it's going to go up this time. Okay, so they're doing it again. And remember, I told you there's no movement. You can't get this thing to run up the board without this information being a part of your trade. I can assure you of it. So as you're seeing the bar itself, and you can go back and watch, rewind the video and watch it. As you seeing this bar grow in size, take the trade. Okay, if you believe, now that's just the thing. If you believe that it will keep going, take the trade. No close beneath, hard stop here. Just take the trade and wait for it to keep going. That's it. Hold on and wait. You do not have to be intimidated by the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of it. If it's going to work, it's going to do that. It's just going to, do the back and forth, and then eventually it'll take off. Now, if it's going to go down, yes, this is a problem. It will come back. It will. That's just all in the risk side. Like, hey, what are you willing to risk to believe that it'll actually play out and work for you? That's something you gotta give way to. All right. So right now we just have one higher. We don't have everything that we need. Pretty much still sitting in the same spot. But again, if it's going to wind up here and a lot further, it's going to start with this information right here. It's going to start here. All right. Here's something that I did say in the video with the information that I put out there on yesterday. I said, hey, passing one or two of the red bars or green bars is okay. You just don't want them to pass too many of them. All right. So let's see what this can become. All right. So let's see. And again, if it's going to go up, just take the information that they're providing you. Just take the information that they're providing you that suggests that they will take out this price level up here. As you can see, this bar is growing in size. You would take the trade as you see the mid moving away from the high of this red bar. You're in the trade, hard stop here, okay, and you would take the trade. As you see the bar, now being that this bar is so small, anything double in size of this would suggest that that mid will be above this bar's high, so you will be net positive, definitely from here up. You will be net positive. Hard stop right there. And you'll be reaching for, at least this, all right. All right. So there you have it. I wish you all the best with your trading. Again, stick around. I plan on, again, doing a series of videos highlighting this universal price action method. Okay, so stick around. Again, come back, watch the channel as it grows. If you like what you're seeing, I would suggest you subscribing, hit the like button, become a part of a community that's again making sense. Okay, with nothing that's hard, not a lot of rhetoric that's hard to understand. Invite a friend to come and watch. Share the link. All right. So I wish you all the best with your trading. Take care.